Brothers and sisters, Brother John, watchmen for the great day that we are all waiting for. We're in the 70th year. That need not even be said anymore. We're just all watching for a day that will be like no other day, and such a time as never has been since there was a nation. So this morning, I just want to bring to you a few thoughts and screen share a little bit. That's why I came on here. I'm not going to be very long today. At least, that's relative to how we get going and what the Spirit leads me to share. But I do want to share something with you this morning, and that would be some of the information that I've seen from here and there and studied. So this is somewhat connecting to the second part of Luke 17, where one is left, one is taken. We know that represents the rapture. That is a time that one will be taken and one will be left, and it's the connection to the rapture. So let me screen share and reveal something to you guys, and the scriptures. Let me bring it up. Let me screen share first. Let's see. Okay, screen share. All right, and we want to go. All right, let's see. We'll bring it up. Where am I? Hold on a second. All right. Well, where is the verse I'm looking for? Bear with me, brothers and sisters. Here it is. Right here. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. All right. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating, drinking, marrying, giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. In other words, as it was in the days of Noah, and it was crazy during the time of Noah. There were fallen ones perverting the human bloodline, all right, if you will. One of the biggest reasons that God destroyed the whole earth was to keep to him a seed that was pure. And yet still we read in Genesis 6:3 that the Nephilim that had fallen were on the earth before the flood and then after the flood. So that bloodline, if you will, was continued on, even though the destruction happened over the whole earth. And even to this day, as we're aware of now, that the evil still remains, and now we're looking at it in a different form than fallen angels necessarily having sex with womankind, all right, and producing. But what we have now is things like this video, where I'm going to share this with you right here. This particular guy, this Bill Fallon, who is founder of Age Reversal Project, all right, and I'm going to let him speak a little bit and listen to what he's saying.
This stair step goes up to year 2030. This is where we need to live to in order to take advantage of CRISPR-Cas9.
CRISPR-Cas9, which is it's a gene editing device. Now, this man is not as far as I can see, he's not a preacher. He's preaching from a pulpit, and he has somewhat, if you watch a little further, which I'll let it play again, it's in a church type setting. There's pews that are cushioned, and the people are listening to him give this presentation. If you look on the wall in back of this man, there's a phoenix rising from the ashes. yet it's very much church-like in its look. All right, but I don't see a cross. I looked at this video, and it doesn't seem like there's a cross anywhere in there. This is very interesting. So I listened to this a little further here.
Gene editing technology. That is likely
There
to
it
be the ultimate cure for biological aging. Once
Yeah.
that's perfected, and they expect to have it perfected in about 12 years, people will no longer die from aging. But there'll be.
Did you get that? People will no longer die from aging. Isn't that the promise that the devil made in the garden? That you will be as gods, and you surely will not die. All right. This man, although under the heading of good, okay, if you watch the whole presentation, which I can link the video if you're interested, I'm just using it as a sounding board, so to speak, to present what I'm trying to share from the gospel. But what they're saying, what this whole project is that we are regenerated. All right, we're going to find the cure for youth. In other words, the old age will now be regenerated back to a younger. So you'll live a lot longer. The people that will that are aged now can actually live longer, and that's what he's saying. Listen to this further. I'll let it play a little more.
Other issues. So we hopefully have aging taken care of by year 2030.
Aging taken care of by 2030. You see what he said there? This gene editing device called CRISPR, which they feel they can have all the bugs worked out of it by 2030. All right. Now, this is, nothing to do with us as far as being here, but this is their plans. Okay. So I just wanted to bring this to you a little further.
And then we want to make sure we control our risk of a lot of diseases, accident prevention. We have to really take care of ourselves, because what a number of experts are stating, if we make it to year 2050, we may be able to merge with the cloud. The singularity is going to give us the capability of achieving physical immortality, the idea of mankind creating technologies that will facilitate the transformation of life into an era of perpetual abundance. And abundance is the topic really I'm going to talk about during this lecture, because this is the holiday season. We have these nice bright lights.
All right, I'm just going to stop it there. But the next thing I'd like to show you is this right here. So you realize this guy's talking future living into the future, and never aging. All right, a kind of like a synthetic way of life. All right, so talking about merging with the cloud, and it's all AI. There's a lot of this is AI. Now watch what I'm going to share with you next. It's another sounding board, so to speak, to give you all right here. This is David Wilcox, I know, but listen to what and this is some of this information is clear.
One thing that Pete told me about was they have this thing that looks like a raptor, like a dinosaur. It is all robotic. It's got red eyes. It's got metallic features with chrome and black. It looks incredibly fierce. It's incredibly badass. And these things would be very, very difficult for us to kill. Any of these robots move so fast that you could not shoot it, because it will move its body to get out of the way of a bullet as the bullet is coming near. It works so quickly that it can see the bullet coming, and it will just dodge out of the way. But with the raptor beings in particular, that's a psychological intimidation factor. You're seeing this weird robotic dinosaur coming towards you. Now
all right, now that's all I wanted to play of that, but that was interesting, I thought, as far as, and I'd like to stop screen sharing at the moment. So let's see, I'll bring it back here. Screen share. Yeah, stop. Okay, so what those two videos were revealing was that there's a promise of living without dying. All right, the first one was a thing about age regeneration, bringing you more ability, basically the ability to live 500 years is what they're saying. And there was a Google executive that had said by the year 2045, men will live to be 500 years. That's then. So after that, how long? Another 500 years, connecting to the cloud, connecting to AI, being basically ruled over by the synthetic, man-made, yet reaching into different dimension computers. All right. The thing that David Wilcox was talking about on The Edge of Wonder, I've been looking at that a little bit here and there. I've watched that video channel. Hold on a second. I got an interruption here. All right, sorry, there's an interruption. People are looking at the fire extinguishers in the shop, so bear with it a second and let that get out of the way and get back into the train of thought. At any rate, what we're looking at here, brothers and sisters, is the timing of what their plans are is to live forever, right? The promise of living forever. And the Raptor that you saw, which is an AI vehicle, if you will, that has the abilities as like a dinosaur, like a reptile, can move quickly and slither, but it's not human, all right? And it's designed in such a way and has AI chips in it that allow it to operate. This is now a military, if you will, vehicle, all right? It's like a secret weapon, if you will. Imagine a whole squad of those things everywhere, or being released, the animals, into the wild, all right? They're not real animals, but they have eyes, they can see, all right? They have a brain, an AI brain that can make decisions through the cloud, through the computers. It's crazy, all right? It's crazy. But this is what some of the things will be like in the tribulation. And people have no idea of what is coming. They have no idea. But this is just one of the few things, a couple of things that are right before us. So with that, I'd like to go to the scriptures. Let me screen share again. Let's go screen share. All right. And I'll bring it back down. We'll bring this up. Sorry, bear with me. I'm not that great at doing all this. Here we go. So, but as it was, as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. All right.
Thank you, John.
Right.
Appreciate your time.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, John.
You all set?
Good to see you, pal.
All right. God bless you guys.
All right.
So as the days of Noah, this is difficult. As the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as it was in the days before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying, giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. So at the time of the coming of the Son of Man, it's going to be just like what they're professing, that men will want to live, men will be living synthetically, and due to the genome, to this thing that they call CRISPR, all right, which is going to be worked out by 2030. Not to say that we're going to be here for that. This is their plans, okay? The Lord has to return. There's a whole connection here with the timing of our Lord, as all this stuff is right on the forefront. What they're showing us, what they're saying to us, is it won't be ready for 12 years. And yet they have the exact ability right now, because that's what that Raptor thing was about. They have these already, all right? They also have battalions of AI, robotic, but yet ability to think type Terminators, for no other reason to say it, but that's what they have. All right, that's their secret weapon. And Terminators that could even look like a human being. All right. So, so let's read on. Let's go over here because I wanted to share this little particular thing with you. Let's see. Oh yeah. How about this? How about this for a story? Let's see. Let's go back. I want to share this if I can. Let's see. I'd like to share this guy.
A loaded chapter, and we're going to be looking at this subject,
All right, here
the
we go.
New World Order. So this
This.
says this person does not exist.com uses AI to generate endless fake faces. So artificial intelligence. So these people don't really exist that you're looking up there. Up there. That's fascinating. Artificial intelligence is generating these. The ability of AI to generate fake visuals is not yet mainstream knowledge. But a new website, this person does not exist.com, offers a quick and persuasive education. Go there and check it out. As we've discussed before, at The Verge, the power of algorithms like StyleGAN raised a lot of questions. On the one hand, there are obvious creative applications for this technology. Programs like this could create endless virtual worlds as well as help designers and illustrators.
All right, just to give you this, the this person does not exist.com is interesting because why? Because I got a story to tell you, and this is why I brought this particular thing up, because I wanted to share this with you. I'm going to stop screen sharing again and share this with you. This is amazing. So the other day I have to have workman's comp, all right, to do business, all right. So in my workman's comp, I have to be audited every year, all right. So they audit you, they come and they check your books and make sure you're whatever your net is and your total is and all that. So they want to know how much rate they can charge you for workman's comp. They want to know if you have any workers or whatever, but I don't. I'm just a single sole owner. But anyway, there was a woman that called that I had to call a couple of people because I was having a problem with my fax machine. I don't have a fax, and they were calling this number. So this is not a fax number. So what it would do is every time I'd pick the phone up and I'd get this beep, all right, it would be the fax. So I know they were trying to send me a fax. And so I had to call the company that I deal with, New York State Insurance Fund. And as I called this company, I got a hold of a woman, and then she told me to try to stop these faxes to different places to call, in which I did. Finally, long story short, I get this woman that her name was Maria, all right? And I called her and left a message, and then she called me back. The name of this woman was Maria. Remember that. So she calls me back and talks to me about the problem that I had, that I just talked to her, right? I talked to her about this, the fax was ringing and how the phone was ringing. And so I talked to her and explained the whole thing. She says, all right, I'll get back to you. 5 to 7 minutes later, the phone rings, and it's this woman, Maria, the same woman. This is not a different woman. It had the same woman, with last name was correct and everything, but her first name was Maria. Same voice. And I said, she says, yes, I'm calling, about the problem and she knew who she's talking to. And I says, yeah, didn't we just talk about this 5 to 7 minutes ago? And she says, no, that wasn't me. So what happened was that really kind of flipped me out. And what I just showed you about how this is not, no person of this name exists. AI, that's what I believe happened, was a it was like a glitch. I don't have any way of proving it. All I can tell you is that a woman by the name of Maria that I talked to and told her the problem called me back 5 to 7 minutes after I talked with her and told me it was not her that I talked to 5 to 7 minutes ago. So that's weird. And I knew it was the same woman because the voice and the name and everything else. All right. But she had not talked to me, and yet she did. All right. So something's amiss there. All right. Why would she say, no, that wasn't me? And I asked her twice. It wasn't like I, asked her and just that was it. I asked her twice. I asked her again, you're sure that wasn't you that called me because it was your name, it was your voice. And she said, no, that wasn't me. So AI could have duplicated her voice. I mean, that's the only thing I can understand. If it wasn't her and it was the same voice, okay, the same name, unless she's, playing around, but this person's a professional. I don't think they were playing around like that. So that's just another little piece of where we are in this time, right? In the time of before AI actually takes over, but you're seeing it's coming. You're seeing that AI is gonna throw the humanity for a loop, isn't it? So anyway, let me read you something. In fact, let me screen share this and let you read it as well. And it's just a thought. It connects too with our time. No, not that thought. Here we go, this one. All right, let's see. Screen share. No, let's get rid of that one. All right, here we go. We're going to screen share. Hang out with me a second. All right, let's go back. Let's go over here. Let's bring up this. And there we go. It's a question to contemplate. Are you seeing that? Hopefully you are. All right. So, a question to contemplate. Here we go. A clearer picture of our times. How long is a day? A day with the Lord. 2 Peter 3:8. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. We have all read this, and even though we have read it, do we ever get the feeling that what Peter wrote is somehow a major clue? Question. How many years did Adam, the first man of creation, live? Genesis 5:5. And all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. 930 years, brothers and sisters. You think God had anything to do with that? And how long is a day, according to 2 Peter 3:8? 1,000 years, right? 1,000 years. Right? Subtract 930 years. What do you get? The balance is what? 70 years, right? Yes, it is. So why did Adam live 930 years and it was 70 years left to get to that day, right? 1,000 years is one day as far as Peter's concerned, as far as what's written as well in the Psalms. So is this a coincidence that Adam died 70 years before the end of the first day? All right. Is there a simple message here right before our eyes? We read this in Isaiah 46:10. Declaring the end from the beginning, which is what? Is Genesis not the beginning? Yes. And from ancient times, of course, that's the days that Adam lived, from ancient times, the things that are not yet done or something yet to come, right? Declaring. So can we look at Adam living 930 years, 70 years shy, right, of the 1,000? Can we look at that and say, something yet to come in the future? Yeah, I can think that. Remember what it says, and the end from the beginning, declaring the end from the beginning, from ancient times. All right, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. Now, Matthew, being one of his counsel and writing the Lord's words in the book that bears his name, Matthew 24:35 states clearly, Jesus said, heaven and earth shall pass away, but what? My words shall not pass away. So Matthew also wrote in 24:32 through 34, now learn the parable of the fig tree. Gosh, we've heard this so many times, it's almost wearing a hole in the floor. If you don't know that you're supposed to learn the parable of the fig tree, then you don't know much, because that's a mainstay as far as end times is concerned. The fig tree, we know beyond a doubt, that is Israel. It's beyond a doubt. People that don't believe, I love Chuck Missler, and Chuck Missler was awesome, and he had some great teachings. And you talk about a great man of God that was a teacher, but he did not believe that Israel was the fig tree. And I just could never understand that. All right. Well, he's home with the Lord now. I'm sure he knows it now. So when his branch, which is the fig tree's branch, which is, of course, the Israel, is yet tender and put forth leaves, which would have happened when? May 1948. When ye shall see all these things, and that's all the things talked about in Matthew 24, know that it is near. And I put down here, within 70 years, even at the doors. Then he says in Matthew 24:34, this generation, the generation from 1948 to 2018 is 70 years, and we're in the 70th, which ends May 14th, 2019. All right. That's the end of the 70. It then becomes 71 years old. All right. God does everything in the 70th year. So this generation, the one that's within the 70 years, in the 70th year right now, brothers and sisters, and is even at the doors. Okay. Jesus, when the fig tree was replanted in Israel in 1948, the preaching was going on about this is the generation. There were tons of preachers at the time saying this is the sign of the fig tree being reinstalled, being rebirthed in the land of Israel. And now the clock began ticking. All right. So this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. What things? The wars, the rumors of wars, the famines, the pestilences, the earthquakes, and in places that, the earthquakes, where it's rare. And what else is happening? They're calling for the Messiah to come. This is the Jews over there in Israel. In the 70th year, after the embassy has been moved, after we recognized, the United States recognized what? Jerusalem as the undivided capital. Is that not a burdensome stone, brothers and sisters? Yes, it is. It truly is. It's a burdensome stone. It's Zechariah chapter 12, where God says, right? What's God saying in Zechariah chapter 12? Let me see. He says, we bring it up, because this is exactly what happened, brothers and sisters. Right? Behold, in verse 2, chapter 12, Zechariah, verse 2, behold, I will make Jerusalem. Did he say Tel Aviv? No, he said Jerusalem. But is Jerusalem the undivided capital? For sure. That's what Trump has made it, or he hasn't made it that. He has spoken it, because it is, and it always has been. All right. But the land of Israel, God's name is on the land. All right. Forget about the people that live on the land. God's name is on the land of Israel. All right. So we have people that are in there now that are what we suspect are the Jews that have been placed back in the land. But these same Jews will go through a time of trouble. You have to understand that. Those in the area of the 70th year, and we all know this because look at the enemies all around Israel, right? The land of Israel. So behold, I will make Jerusalem a cup of trembling unto all people round about, when they shall be in siege both against Judah and against Jerusalem. All right, that's important. And in that day will I make Jerusalem a burdensome stone for all people. That's what it says, for all people. How many? All, right? All people. All that burden themselves with it shall be cut in pieces. All right. Look at what's going on with the wars and rumors of wars in the sense of the battle is over Jerusalem. All right. And over the oil and all of the resources that are happening, in that area. All right. Look at Russia and Turkey and Iran, and look at all the enemies that want what the ultimate is to gain power is you need the oil, right? So what's happening just in the last, say, 10 to 15 years, they found oil, they found gas in such large quantities that it's said that it's larger than Saudi Arabia, all right, which all of the oil of Saudi Arabia, not just one area location, all right? So this is what the power structure, what they want to do is get control over that, all right? And we all know that we've got Russia that is really the one from the north, as well as Turkey. But remember, they're the riders. They're the Gog-esque, all right? Because we could talk about who Gog is. It's just like talking about who the two witnesses are, right? There's so much of a split. Just let's just accept that the fact is that Russia is one of the players. Could be Gog, Turkey could be Gog, all right? It doesn't matter. What matters is the players are on the board. They're on the chessboard and they are moving, okay? So, and all that burden themselves with it shall be cut into pieces, though all the people of the earth gathered together against it. And in that day, saith the Lord, I will smite every horse with astonishment and his rider with madness, and I will open mine eyes upon the house of Judah, and will smite every horse of the people with blindness. And this is the time when Ezekiel's battle comes into play. All right, this is a later. All these verses kind of tie into timelines. They don't all necessarily link one to the next. All right, just because something happens here, it draws it in, but it's a period of time. It doesn't happen instantly. Just like the Revelation 12 sign. I was talking to Brother Todd this morning, and we're both talking about how there's not really a lot to say at this point. It's all happening, but there's not really a lot to say, pointing to timing wise. We all know that we're in the 70th year. If you don't know that, that's the most important hinge. Keep it in your heart. Keep it close to your heart, and keep looking to your Lord Jesus, all right? He is coming, brothers and sisters. And we just need to be aware that we're living in those days, and the time is ticking away, day by day by day, all right? Whether we're here until May, whether we're here till tonight, or tomorrow, or the next day, or next week, or next month, we need to keep watch and be vigilant, all right? And you can know this, that if something happens noteworthy, because I'm studying, I'm watching all the time. If something happens noteworthy, like the article that was in Breaking Israeli News, I will share that. That kind of a thing comes out, you're going to hear from me, all right? Now, that said, I'm just here today because I see certain things that are going on, and I know that many of us see all those same things. So I'm not telling you anything new. But be aware that whatever they're telling us is already planned out. It has been, and they have technology that goes well ahead of what we're seeing. all right, 30 to 40 years, and in some cases 50 years ahead of what we're seeing now. That has not been released to the public. That's why I showed you the David Wilcox little clip there, and I recommend that channel, the channel of The Edge of Wonder. It's very interesting. They always bring about some interesting topics. It can be edgy, because there you go, The Edge of Wonder. All right, it can be edgy, and it can, you don't have to believe everything you see on there, but a lot of it is backed by fact. All right. Keeping your heart close to your heart, the Lord Jesus. Pray always. All right. Lean not to your own understanding. Value the different views of people. Yet, people that don't believe that there's a rapture, that's not me. All right. There is a rapture. It's going to happen. It wouldn't even be mentioned if there was no escape and we had to be here for the 7-year tribulation or the 3.5-year tribulation from the time. Then there would be no reason for 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3, where it says, let no man deceive you by any means. Okay? And I can share that. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away. And that has been such a hard, the words that the falling away, it relates to apostasia, right? We all know this, but that apostasy it can be as well too. It can be the falling away of believers, all right, from the doctrines, the foundational doctrines and understanding. But if you understand the way Paul was writing this letter, which was to the people that thought that the rapture had come already, they didn't have communications like we have today. So he had to write them a letter, which probably took a week to get there, all right? Depending on where it was coming from, maybe a few days, but it wasn't an instant thing, all right? And so now we have all this communication in our day, so we take it for granted that it took a while for news to arrive to any group of people. Now, to and fro throughout the world in seconds, all right? We can hear about something happening in Afghanistan, bomb exploding and, 10 people killed or something like that instantly. What used to be weeks before someone found out back in World War I, let's say, people didn't even know if their loved ones that were fighting in the war were still alive, unless they got a letter. A lot of times they got the letters, and next thing you know, the authorities are showing up on their doors, and he just got a letter saying how they were waiting to come home. All right. So we're living in a time of super fast speed, and things that happen now are able to be seen now. So moment to moment. All right. So that's why each day is so amazing. It's amazing that when we wake up in the morning, that by the end of the day, when we had nothing in the beginning of the day, the end of the day comes and we got to make a video, just too much to hold in. All right. So I love you all, brothers and sisters, and just keep me in prayer. We're all watching. All right. Don't dismay if you don't see me for a week or a week and a half or something like that. I don't foresee that I'll be gone that long. Usually I try to make a video once a week. All right. But even as this video, it's more or less pieces and parts of my thoughts, But remember, the falling away is the departure. There is a departure, just like leaving a bus station, leaving a train station, whatever. That departure must happen. It must happen first. Then the man of sin be revealed. All right? Then. All right? That wicked is what verse 8 says. And then shall that wicked be revealed. But the verse before that, which is what? And ye know, the verse 6, and now ye know what withholdeth, and it's not It's not the angel Michael that withholdeth. All right. There's a lot of people. You can watch many videos on YouTube, and there's many that don't believe or have believed at one time that there was a rapture and have changed their view. But brothers and sisters, what is James chapter 1 verse 5 through 7 tell us? It says this. I can read 4. It says, but let patience have her perfect work. There's what we need to do. Because remember what Revelation 3:10 says, because you have kept the word of my patience. So, but let patience have her perfect work. All right. That ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. All right. If any of you lack wisdom, all right, talking about those that, forsake the idea that there's a rapture pre-trib, all right, pre-trib, because the one that comes in his own name, the Messiah, the one that the Jews are calling for, will come, but he can only come when the he that now letteth is moved out of the way. So, if any of you lack wisdom, let him or her ask of God. That ask of God that giveth to all men liberally and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him or her. But let him ask or her in faith, nothing or not wavering. All right, for he or she that wavereth is like a wave of a sea, driven with the wind and tossed. See, it's an unstable. If you're going to ask believing. All right, that goes for anything. Whether you believe in faith, you're believing for family or for healing or whatever. All right, financial, whatever you pray for, believe in faith that you will receive it. Okay. And don't be double-minded, for God doesn't reward a double-minded man, because it says right here, as in James chapter 1, verse 7, for let him, the man that's double-minded, that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord. All right, that's pretty clear. So if you're believing for something, believe solidly on it. All right, it might not come right away. It could be years. All right, before you see what you're waiting for. And to some of us, it has been years, and I'm still waiting for a certain thing to happen in my family's life that has been some 30 years now. All right, my in-laws, all right, I'm waiting for something to happen by God's hand in their lives that I will see and rejoice and glorify God, because I'm waiting for the salvation to reveal itself, that they're born again, spirit filled, all right, rejoicing that they're going to go in the rapture. That's what I've been praying for, and my wife as well, for years. And I haven't seen it yet. But that doesn't mean I'm not waiting, watching, and hoping for it. It doesn't mean I don't want it anymore. It just means it's taken a long time, and I'm still asking in an undoubting way that this will happen. So that's what we do as a believer. Ask, not wavering in your asking, and it will be done for you. So remember this also in James 1:8, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So be not double-minded. Stay the course. If you're going to believe there's a rapture, fine. If you're going to believe there's no rapture, fine. Okay? But realize the way you believe has its reward. All right? Now, does that mean that people don't believe in the rapture aren't going to go in the rapture if it happens? I'm not God, and I can't say that. But I'll say this much. If you believe there's a rapture, then you're more likely to not be left behind, because there is a rapture. All right? That's what I truly believe, and that's what I've understood since I was born again, since I was just a newbie. All right. Since I was just a new born again believer in Christ, I found that there is a rapture. All right. Through the scriptures that tells us there's an escape. Pray always that you're found worthy to escape all these things that are coming on the earth. Luke 21:34 through 36, I believe. Just keep these things close to your heart. Hold on to what you have, is what the Bible says. All right. He knows we have little strength, but hold on to what you believe. Be not double-minded. All right. So I didn't plan that the word would come this way, but this is the way it's coming to the end of this video. And I'm getting ready to, just sign off as well. But there's the word for today is look to him, and in everything you do, do it as unto the Lord, and he'll direct your footsteps. All right. Proverbs 3. Try reading that. You'll be blessed. So, Brother John, watchman for that great day, getting ready to sign off, brothers and sisters. I love you. All right. Keep looking up. We're going home soon. How soon? Could be hours, could be days, maybe next week, maybe tonight, maybe an hour from now. Who knows? We are watching and waiting, and he is on the verge of coming. And are we going to be surprised? No, we're totally watching for that day. So just be not double-minded, all right? If you're going to believe one way, then stick with the way you believe, all right? As far as Christ, him crucified, died, raised on the third day, all right? You're forgiven of your sin because he raised from the dead, and what he did on the cross was all for you, all right? Each individual, each person on the face of this earth can receive it. It's a free gift. The thing is, it's hard to receive sometimes a free gift. Someone wants to give you something. Oh, no, that's okay. Take the gift that God offers, which is Jesus Christ, and make him yours today. Make him your very own, all right? Because he loves you, and he wants to fellowship and relate with you. Have a relationship with him. The only way to have a relationship with Christ today is get into the Bible, get into his word, learn about the things that he did, learn about his love for you, all right? Because he shows it in all the stories of the New Testament, all right? So God bless you all, brothers and sisters. Brother John, watchman for that great day. Guess I should blow the shofar, eh? Let me give you the shofar blast. Do we ever get away with not a shofar blast? No, we got to blow the shofar. So here we go. Take your earbuds out. Hallelujah, brothers and sisters. Hope you enjoyed the moment of live here. God bless you all. I love you. Brother John, watchman for that great day.